The alternate bad harmonic pattern indicator is available for various platforms on the TradingFinder website. From this section, you can access the indicator on the TradingView site. Traders can also visit this page to learn how the indicator works. To access the indicator on the TradingView site, search for the indicator name in the Indicators section and select the indicator to run it on the chart. For faster and easier access to this indicator, add it to your indicators by activating the Add to Favorites option. Once the indicator is placed on the chart, it starts searching for and drawing the bad alternate harmonic pattern on the price chart. The bad alternative pattern, or the replacement pattern, for the bad harmonic pattern is drawn with more detail and displayed on the chart. Harmonic patterns are identified based on Fibonacci ratios, which you can see here. After the pattern is formed, a PRS point is identified for us, and by displaying the point, the PRS point is drawn for us on the chart. If a candlestick pattern is formed, a buy signal or a sell signal is issued. Here, a sell signal is issued for us, and after that, the price moves downwards. In the settings section, in the input section, there are options for us. In the first section, you can change the settings for the zigzag pivot period, which is set to 3 by default. The higher this value, the longer-term trending patterns will be identified, and the lower this value, the shorter-term trending patterns will be identified. In the next section, you can enable or disable the display of patterns with a precise format. By enabling this option, only patterns that have a precise format will be identified and drawn on the chart. For example, if we have a level and the pattern is drawn for us, if this option is disabled, patterns that are noisy and not completely accurate will be identified and plotted on the chart. If this option is enabled, only patterns that have a precise format will be identified and displayed on the chart. In the next section, you can enable or disable the display of patterns that have pivot crossings. If you enable this option, only patterns that have pivots will be identified and drawn on the chart. Generationally, a pattern has been identified for us here. If this option is disabled, this pattern will be identified and displayed on the chart. If you enable this option, only patterns that have a specific pivot will be identified and drawn on the chart. If you enable this option, only patterns that have a specific pivot will be identified and drawn on the chart. In the next section, you can specify the pivot period. In the next section, you can enable or disable the display of profit patterns. You can enable or disable the display of bullish patterns. You can choose the color of the profit patterns. You can change the color of the bullish patterns. You can change the size of the harmonic pattern drawing. In the next section, you can change the size of the and in the next section, you can select the theme mode, which can be changed to off, light, and dark modes. If your chart template is a light theme, you can add a light theme to your indicator by selecting the light option, and if your chart template is a dark theme, you can apply a dark theme to your indicator by selecting the dark option. In the next section, you can change the settings for the alert. In this section, you can enable or disable the alert sending mode. Select a name for the alert. Select the type of alert sending, which is available in 3 modes: all, once per bar, and per bar, close. By selecting the all mode, the alert will be sent to you in all modes. By selecting the once per bar option, the alert will be sent to you while the candle is still active, and by selecting the per bar close option, the alert will be sent to you only when the candle is closed and closes. In the next section, you can select the time zone settings. You can set your own UTC settings in this section so that the alert will be sent to you based on UTC time. Well, friends, we've reached the end of this indicator tutorial. We would be happy if you share your comments and suggestions with us in the comments section.